Are you one of those who finds oneself short of words to express your feelings? One who feels left out in a group because you are unable to communicate as well as your peer group? One who finds emotions bottled up due to lack of communication? Or if you are trying to crack an interview or group discussion, then this is where you get the best tips to give your communication skills a quick transformation. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Rise and Shine, where you get all answers to transform your life for the better. Please subscribe to our channel by clicking subscribe button below and press the bell icon to get the recent updates from our channel. In the first video of this series on personality development, we had covered what is personality development and why is it so important for us. For those of you who have not seen the video, I have left the link to it in the description box of this video. We had also identified the 5 main elements required to enhance our personality, which included communication, emotional intelligence, body language, self-confidence, and time management. Here we are today in the second video of this series to discuss about communication, the first most important trait for us to develop our personalities. In this video, we will cover the below topics. What is communication? Different types of communication. Why is communication important? What are the 7 C's of communication? And how to use the 7 C's of communication to improve our communication style. So let's start with what is communication. Communication is the ability to give and receive different kinds of information. This can be done using verbal, written, non-verbal communication or just by being an active listener. The main purpose of communication, be it formal or informal, is to be able to convey the required message in the most effective and appropriate manner. This brings us to the different types of communication that exist. So there are 4 types of communication. First is verbal communication, which happens when we are speaking with others, be it personally face to face or on the phone. Sometimes it would be informal with friends or family, while other times it would be more formal with our office colleagues or seniors. Second is non-verbal communication. When having a face-to-face conversation, while the words we use are very, very important, but we cannot separate them from the non-verbal communication that we portray. What gestures we make while speaking often say much more than the words we use. Non-verbal communication includes facial expressions, posture, eye contact, hand movements, or even the way we shake hands while greeting. For example, if you're seeking approval from your boss for a team budget, it is important to note the words said by him as well as his body language for the non-verbal cues. He might be agreeing verbally, but his non-verbal cues like avoiding eye contact or his crunched up face, etc., might indicate his disagreement. The third type is written communication. Now, whether it is a formal email or just a post on your social media handle, the main aim of written communication is to disseminate to the point information with full clarity. We will discuss this in detail when we talk about the 7 C's in the upcoming slides. Last is listening. God has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth, thus signaling that He wants us to listen more and speak less. Active listening is one of the most important types of communication because if we cannot listen to the other person, we cannot actually hit a conversation with them for quite long. Now that we have understood what is communication and what are the different types of communication, it is time to know why it is so important for our overall personality development. For this, I would like to share a famous story to emphasize on the importance of being good at communication skills. Once there was a monastery that had very strict rules, and one of the most important rule was to take the vow of silence. Per this vow, the monks were allowed to speak only 2 words in a year, though the senior monks could say more than 2 words. On completing his first year at the monastery, a monk was called by the senior monk who asked him to say his two words. The monk said, "Bed heart." "Thank you," replied the senior monk. Another year passed, and the senior monk again called the monk and asked his two words, to which the monk replied, "Food awful." "I see," replied the senior monk. Yet another year passed, and the monk once again met the senior monk, who asked, "What are your two words now after 3 years in the monastery?" The monk replied, "I quit." To this, the senior monk responded, "Well, I can see why. All you ever do is complain." Now let's try to imagine this story in our world outside the monastery. Take an instance where a parent and a child, or a husband and a wife, or a boss and a subordinate hardly converse with each other. We all are running to achieve our goals, and in this mad rush, we forget to let our loved ones know how much we care for them, how much we adore them, or how much we need them. Imagine if instead of using just two words, if we could give each other the gift of time and communication, won't we make this a better place to live in? Now that you know how critical it is to be a good communicator, let's learn how to become one ourselves. To improve our style of communication, we need to first know the basic 7 C's of communication, which include clear, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete, and courteous. Now let's talk about each in detail. The first one is clear. When writing or talking to someone, we need to be clear about the objective of the message in our mind first. We must ensure that the information and the next steps required should be clear in the message communicated. The recipient should not be required to make any assumptions or read between the lines. Please avoid using complicated words or complex phrases. Moving on to the next one, which is concise. Try to keep your sentences as short and crisp as possible. We should avoid using the filler words and keep it brief and to the point. Some examples of filler words include you know, basically, for instance, I mean, kind of, etc. Also ensure that the same message is not being repeated in different ways, just increasing the unnecessary number of sentences. Next is concrete. Keep your message as fact-based as possible and reduce the ambiguity in the message. It passes on as a focused message if it is supported by vivid facts and figures, and also conveys the specifics required to the recipient. Next, we come to correct. If it is a written message, please ensure that there are no typos or any names that have been misspelled. Misspelling someone's name wrong is one of the worst first impression we can make on the recipient. Please try to avoid it. Even you won't like it, right? Also ensure that the correct facts and figures are being presented. Know your audience and accordingly make use of the level of language complexity required. So if you're talking to kids, you'll use simpler words, while when talking to someone of the same education level and age as yours, you will have a different level of language complexity being used. So please be mindful of your audience language level too. Next we have is coherent. Ensure that the logic in your message flows properly and makes sense. Please see if all the points are intertwined and interrelated to the main message that is being communicated. Moving on to complete. Before sharing the message, do a final check to see if it includes everything required. See if it needs an approach to be shared, or if it has a call to action, or if it might need the information for date, time, venue of an event, or the names of the contact persons, etc. In short, the message should be complete in itself and give the complete information that might be relevant for the recipient to understand it better. Moving to the next, courteous. Being courteous, being polite will help us build our relations and earn more goodwill. Be mindful of the tone being used in the message and ensure that it is passed on tactfully without hurting anyone's sentiments. Be empathetic to the recipient and you would know what to include and especially what not to include. So, to summarize, these 7 C's being clear, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete, and courteous provide us guidance to make our communication styles more effective. These are so basic that if we start practicing these in our daily lives, in a few days it will become second nature to us. It is said that if we want to form a new habit, we need to do it consistently for at least 18 days in a row. After 18 days, we start becoming used to the new behavior and it does not take much effort to adapt to it. And on an average, within 66 days, it becomes an automatic behavior for us, just like our second nature. Another way is to keep yourself in place of the recipient and then observe what all you could have improved while conveying the same message. This will help you evolve and become a better communicator over time. Instead of letting yourself down and thinking that I cannot communicate as well as others, be your own best critic. Use the criticism constructively and prove to yourself that tomorrow I will be better than who I am today. I will leave you with a famous quote by Calvin Coolidge. No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor had been the reward for what he gave. So never stop trying and keep watching our videos. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel Rise and Shine. You can also leave your questions, comments or any topics you would like to hear from us in the comment section below and we will be happy to address them in our upcoming videos. Till then, stay good, stay safe.